Oh, I think I'm live. Oh, hello. We are live. We are live. Let me just make sure we're actually getting started. If you hear Drew drop a question down below, obviously I'm here to support you. I just want to talk about my USA business. We are tweaking our repricing rules, and oh my God, it was a disaster today. Literally a disaster. We hit single-digit ROIs. I'm talking 6%. Like, oh my God. But don't worry, we did like 7 grand in sales. Woo! 6% ROI, really bad. I had to go change some of the repricing quite quickly. But the idea is the fact that like you've got to tweak these things. And sometimes when you make changes, things go wrong. Sometimes things go right. That's really important to understand, as in the Amazon game. But I just want to give you a kind of update on that. Guys, if you are joining, do drop your comments and questions down below. Obviously, I'm here to support you, help you out in your business, obviously helping out in Q4. Obviously, if people enjoying the lives, I'm enjoying the lives. It's really nice to kind of talk to you guys, connect. So if you're on Instagram, obviously do let me know as well. I'm just going to quickly see if we are. So if you're here, drop a hi down below. Let me know. I'm just doing, if you want to know, right now I'm still working on my repricer, and I just kind of talked about it. Made a bit of a disaster. It does happen. And by the way, we're completely changing some of the rules, like the operational setup of it, as opposed to the actual kind of like the repricer itself. Tweaked some things and kind of just crashed the prices on some products. Massive sales, no profit, or like tiny profit. But obviously, if you're here, do let me know. Drop any questions or comments down below. I'm just going to check if we're actually live on the old Instagram. That's like one of the most important points. But obviously, let me know how you're getting on with Q4. Is anyone seeing an uplift in Q4? I had a really nice bit of feedback today from one of the members of the Seller Academy, Fast Track FBA Seller Academy. It's like the community we have whereby we help other Amazon sellers in their business. And he kind of shared, he broke 100K. First time he's done 100K in 1 month. And prior to this, he did like the best was 82,000. Now they've done 100K, and he's like, Tom, it's because of all the VAs we bought from your business and the Seller Academy framework, which is like, that's really nice, like really nice. But I don't want to kind of like say like, obviously it's their hard work. That's the priority. 1 second. If you've got questions, drop them down below. I'm just going to turn off my headphones. Cool. Okay, fantastic. So should be live. If you guys are here, let me know where you're coming from. Obviously, I appreciate that. But yeah, as I was saying earlier on, if you can hear me, let me know down below. I appreciate if anyone's here, just say hi, drop me where you're calling from, maybe how your Amazon business is getting on in Q4. Are you seeing sales? As I said, my USA sales through the roof, profitability down, managed to crash the repricer, didn't I? Hashtag well done, Tom. I'm thinking I'm obviously doing a really good job, but it does take a little bit of time. You've got to be mindful of that. These things do happen. So that's one of the things to talk about there. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to make sure. Oh, I think I'm live. I think I'm going. It's kind of going. Apparently I'm live. I'm not live. I'm not really too sure what's going on. Am I live? Can you see me? Let me know. Let me do it down below. I'm kind of just clicking on some bits and bobs, seeing if it works. Can I click start live? Fantastic. 1 second. My God, man needs water. Really hard. So talk me through your Amazon businesses, what's going on if you've got questions. So if I just talk through my Amazon repricer in the USA, what do we do? We're playing around the min-max, and we're playing around with the ROI and the margin. Now, if you want to know, unfortunately, we put the ROI at 20% min, and we put the margin, not 20% margin, not even at 10% margin, but 2% margin, missed the zero out. Now, basically, if you're going to do 20% margin, you should really do a 40% ROI, but missed that out. So it said either one of the lowest, ROI or margin, and it was like, oh my God, so it went margin right down to like 2%. So we started crashing, hence why I hit 6% ROI, which was absolute disaster. But these things happen, and like I wouldn't worry too much about it, but like this is just the nature of selling on Amazon. So yeah, my friends, she said, a member of the Seller Academy just messaged me right now, and I'll just kind of talk about it. So happy to say our growing team from your Fast Track FBA service, fantastic. And then obviously talked about, that would be like the VAs they've hired. By the way, VA Academy 2.0 really useful. And in addition to that, obviously the Seller Academy, that's the framework that I'm currently using as well. So I'm just going to quickly check if we're live on Instagram. Give me 2 seconds. Can I do unread that one? Just kind of do this. I think we should be live on Instagram. But obviously, if you guys have got questions, drop them down below. So I'm just kind of supporting you in the business. Let's see where my business is at today. I'll give you a screenshot loading up the Seller Central right now. Just waiting for it to go live. How are we looking on last 7 days? We're about steady. We're about steady. Nothing too fantastic. If you want to know 30-day sales revenue, what do we got right here? So 30-day sales revenue, 20% down, but 35% up a month to date, 333 for the last 30 days. I'm happy with that. USA, I don't have it on my phone, but we are, well, I can't really comment because today's been a disaster. Today has been a disaster in my USA business. You know, we're probably on like 9,000 revenue, but we're probably on like, I don't know, $500 profit. Like, it's like shocking for the revenue we're doing. Let's put it that way. A big shout out to Aaron, Tugbear, Calistiga, and 3 others on the Instagram as well. I just want to say a big hi to you. Thank you so much for joining. Obviously, if you've got questions, do drop them down below. If anyone wants to answer me any questions about what's going on, obviously I can answer them. But as I mentioned before, my reprice is a bit of a problem right now. We've got the Amazon loan that's coming out. If you've been following my journey, last Friday, we had a problem whereby I didn't actually pay my credit card bill, £150,000. Hashtag not a good idea. The payment bounced. Amex, £150,000, didn't make the payment. I'm supposed to be here like this kind of like guru. I'm not a guru, by the way, who's like someone who actually like knows what they're doing on Amazon. And right now I've started this entire life saying one disaster after another. But I think hopefully you understand like the fact that, you know, we have problems in all businesses, shape or size. Just the bigger you get, the bigger the problems come. But hopefully the payment should come out this week. A couple of people have come in. Gulam Ali has joined on Instagram, and CJ Passive Income Journey. Wow, shaved head, loving it. The sunglasses. Do you use Keeper? Yeah, 100%. Like I wouldn't be without it. I think one of the things I said, and I talked to about people about it yesterday, is the fact that if you're not making money, and a lot of reason why people don't make money is because they buy too many services or software. You don't need that much. You really like Keeper. SaaS will do fine. It's got Keeper like graphs in it, you're fine. But the next one I'd probably recommend, I think everyone does, is the second tool you should buy would be Keeper. Keeper is amazing. I would definitely be checking out Keeper. That really helps, and I think it's a really important point. Like Keeper we use now. The one thing which I will say about Keeper that I love, obviously, number one, you're just going to use the standard kind of like web graph. Look at that, fantastic. But the other couple of tricks you can do are, you know, obviously going onto keeper.com, looking at the, you know, kind of using the data function to search through. Obviously, Keeper is really good for variations as well. But I think the other one that maybe people don't really talk about is you can use the data search function, but also you can put alerts in there. So let's say, for example, you've got the Keeper graph and it's got the kind of like the history up here, and then it's got the like new seller count, should we say, down the bottom. If you keep noticing the new seller count goes up and down, up and down, up and down, you can put an alert in to tell you when it goes back up, because generally speaking, when it goes up, it's probably going to be in supply with a supplier. So the moment it goes above like 5 people, you get a ping and you're like, cool, that means we need to go check to see it'll be supplying somewhere. Maybe you missed that deal. So definitely check that out. Flipping Profit has joined, Kevin, and Joe Mo62 has joined on Instagram. CJ Passive, let me know if there's anything about Keeper that you want to know about. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I do understand it. I'm not like, I don't really do too much sourcing, but I understand quite a lot of stuff. Obviously, I've done a lot of sourcing myself. But let me know if there's anything specifically you want to know about Keeper, or like maybe I can help support you as well. Maybe make a video as well. Slick Meckle, hey, Medisol on Instagram. Hey, good to see you. Drop a question down below. I'm watching. If you want to know, I do have the Instagram right here. If anyone's watching, I can see it. I can see you guys. You're right here. Yeah, I'm watching you. Right. Not in a weird way, in a normal way. Let's going to go through. Ahmed, hey, Ahmed, how are you? How's the cash flow sheet going? I used the cash flow, my team used the cash flow sheet perfectly last week, but then didn't bother to actually read what it was telling them. So hence we missed our Amex payment. You have these systems, it's your ability to do it. As Tony Robbins says, you get what you tolerate. It's something we're not going to tolerate. But unfortunately, these things happen. Ahmed, how are you getting on? Let me know. Obviously, smashing it in your business. You're doing like, I think you're like 80K now in the USA, or you're going to be Q4. Ahmed, what are you thinking about getting in Q4? I'd love to know. Salmon SP joined, and Julietta joined as well. Here we've got CJ Passive Income has come back. No shaved head. Haha, I wish. I just got alopecia. Well, I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing. I had alopecia when I was younger. 21. I got stress. Worked in a bar. No sleep. I was a bar manager of a student union, 120 staff, absolute nightmare. Way too young for it and got too much stress. And I actually started getting bald patches on the back of my head. So, you know, not a nice thing, but stress obviously is a very realistic thing as well. So I think that's a really good point. So yeah, Cindy says, keeping it real as always. Cindy, thank you so much. I'm loving the man's beard. Look at that. Cindy, your man's looking manly with that beard. My girlfriend would be jealous. She's like, Tom, your beard grows. I'm like, yeah, it does. That's what happens. Let's kind of go through some other questions. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. Jeffo on the old Instagram, drop it here, has said, hey, Thomas. Hey, Julieffa, I think it is. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. I'm really, really bad. Who else have we got here? Yummy Colicious Bakes. I love these names. These are brilliant, says hi. Ashy6439 says, can I still send in stock for Q4? Is it too late? Yeah, look, I think you can still send in stock for Q4. Like generally, I think in my business, we talk about UK is about the 12th. The US might be a little bit sooner than that, like the 10th or the 12th of December. It's generally the last day we're going to send stock in. Now, I talked about it yesterday. If you're thinking about clearing stock down ready for Christmas, you're probably a bit too late. Why? Whatever you sell right now, you've still got to wait 2 weeks for before you get the money back. So generally, I think like clearing stock down right now to try and get the cash available to reinvest for Q4, it's going to be too late. But certainly you can buy stock now. My God, we're still buying horrendous amounts, getting that shipped in. So definitely, Amazon Turk, 19.99. Does anyone know what Amazon Turk is? That's a question for you guys. Does anyone know what Amazon Turk? Drop it in the comments down below. I learned about this a couple of years ago. I think it's a really fascinating thing. Don't Google it. See if you know. Let me know down below. Facebook user says, hey, Thomas, happy to see you. Hey, Facebook user, happy to see you too. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. And yeah, just let me know who it is. That'd be great. Unfortunately, I just feel like I'm talking to myself. Facebook user. That's good. Don't worry. I appreciate it. Things. So thank you. Someone's done a ha funny face. Yeah, agreed. Maybe I'm a little bit funny. Just looking at my face, little faces. Let's kind of go through CJ passive income, no shaved head. I wish I got alopecia. Cool, seen that one. Let's come back. Managed to get my Amex Gold business card. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Top tip for you: credit cards are grazing. They're great. Obviously, do be very careful. I could talk about Ahmed and the cash flow in a minute. I can see he's got a comment coming up. But the one thing which I'd really, really recommend, just with like any credit card, is keep using it, keep paying off the balance. Try not to sit with the balance for a too long a period of time. The more you can churn money through it, generally speaking, I'm not saying it's perfect. What we have seen within my own business is the fact that they'll increase your credit limits. Obviously, spend wisely. I'm saying that, but like if you're looking to increase the credit limit, the best way to do it is to max it out, pay it off, max it out, pay it off. A good example would be our Capital on Tap card. When we first started out, I think maybe I had like 20K. It wasn't much. I think maybe 30K. We would spend 30K, pay it down, spend 30K, pay it down, spend 30K, and we'd spend 30K in a week, then pay it down in one, pay it down, and then spend again, spend it down. So in 1 month, we would spend 90,000 on the card, but it only had a 30,000 limit. They allowed us to do that. It worked, and what we did is we did it with Amex, we did it with Capital and Tap. We just pulled the limits right up. Right now we have like I think my Amex Platinum had had nearly a 250,000, a £250,000 balance on it. And my Capital on Tap's got 100,000 limit. So it's a lot of cash, but just be very mindful of that. That's something really important. Rue Beckham on Instagram, just want to say hi there. You see me? Woo, down there. Said, any tips on which category is trending this quarter? Toys is the biggest. Toys, beauty, health and beauty care, really good ones. Advent calendars are going to be a really good one. Really recommend looking at them. You're looking for Christmas. Anything which is a gift, if you think about it, would people gift this product? If it's a gift and people also buy it normally, you're probably going to be quite well in Christmas. If it's like something that people give normally and they gift it, you can potentially see up to 10x in the number of volumes that are going through. Like Lego, for example, of Christmas would probably go 10x versus what it would in July, for example, because it's birthdays and gifts during July, but Christmas, everyone buys a gift. Hope that makes sense. Let's kind of jump through Facebook user. I believe this is Ahmed. Hey, yes, using the cash flow, but a few things to figure out. I got my admin to message the support to find out, but overall, yes, love the sheet. Yes, at the moment, I'm just under 80K USA, but definitely going to gross month over 100K. Wow, 5-figure month, 5-figure, 6-figure, 6-figure month. Get it right, Tom. Learn to do some math. 6-figure month. Love that. With a better cash flow management, I expect to double sales in the US in the next 2 to 3 months. Yeah, agreed. Like honestly, if you get your cash flow sorted, you're on fire, like literally on fire. It's really, really going to help you out. So I think that's a really important point. But yeah, and if anyone wants to know, just type into YouTube, go to cash flow. I should really put it on my like biography list. Like I should really put it on my like kind of bio. Like the cash flow sheet is a really, really good sheet. It does cost me, do charge for it because it took me a while to develop it. It's part of my £1 million journey. But Ahmed, I'm really, really happy. If there's any questions, just let me know. I'll speak to support and see what the questions are and see if we can improve like the video training for it or something. But we might do an update on it and send it all back out to everyone and say, hey, here's the updates we've done. So I'll let you know about that. But hey, glad it's really working out. We've got Julie Effer on Instagram. I can see you. If anyone's on Instagram, I see it right here. Do you think it's possible to scale the Amazon business without using a credit card? Yeah, like look, let's just okay. I'm gonna kind of be a bit cheeky here and say like Amazon loans, obviously bank loans, friends and family loans, remortgaging your house loans, etc. Of course, you can do it all that way. Do I think you can scale Amazon business without taking on debt? Is really what I suspect you're probably going to say. Yeah, of course. But really, what you're trying to understand is like the time horizon. You know, if you understand what you're doing and it's making money, then all the next question is how can I scale this quicker? And generally, what we do is we look at taking debt on to scale it. So definitely, I think you can scale it without using credit or should you say credit cards. It just takes a bit longer. That's it. You know, like if I were to ask you, if I were to ask you a question, hey, I've got this like widget. It's called an Amazon business, and I've done the numbers, and you know, it's maybe not the most profitable thing in the world, but I get 10% of my money every year. Cool, and it's guaranteed. You know, guaranteed 10% of my money every year, and right now you're charging 5% on your money. So if you give me £1 million or $1 million, you'll want 50,000 back plus the million at the end of the year. But I can put this million into my machine and make 1,010,000. Like, wow, that means I make $50,000 guaranteed. You're like, cool. That's really like what we kind of think about. So long story short, if you know what you're doing, and obviously you've got to be profitable, that's an important point, then generally a lot of people will use debt and credit cards to help scale the business up. So Judy Effer on Instagram, really, really great question. And Judy Effer also said, what top 3 brands you recommend gating forward, excluding Lilith? I don't know. Like, honestly, ones that you want to sell, like, look, at the end of the day, like I could say Lego, but if the competition is really high, fine. Just ungate for everything you can. Like generally get yourself, try and ungate. Or like always try the automatic ungating, like, you know, request ungating, then it will probably do the invoice. And a lot of the time that you can kind of come back later and click that button, like, you know, in a couple of months' time. But I would just make a point of trying to get ungated. Why? Because it just really helps you out. It really does. So like, I wouldn't bother looking at specific brands. I'd look at like what you can buy, because it might be like Lego is a really bad buy right now. They're not on deals, so it doesn't work. So Jennifer, I hope that's like, it's a good question. Let me put it into my planner. 1 second. My planner. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in now. I'll see if I can create like maybe some content around it. Top brands. Here we go. I'm getting top brands to get ungated in plus categories. Fantastic. Yeah, I'll try and make a video around it. Really good question. Thank you, Julia. Let me know if that helps or if there's anything else I can help you with. Guys, if you've got questions, CJ Passive Income has come back. Are you Seller Amp and Keeper? I've noticed a few products. Now on Seller Amp, and it's saying 100 sales per month. When I look at Keeper, it says 400 on the offers page with the sellers. Yeah, like, look, I'm not going to ever really take Keeper as a sales. Like I would always probably use, like, I know Al Carlton, the creator of Seller Amp, and I would like, I'm not saying Keeper's wrong. Keeper I would never ever look at in regards to a specific number on Keeper, which would tell me the sales per month. Sales rank, absolutely fine, but not sales per month. I wouldn't use that. I would use Seller Amp for it, and then I would look at Keeper to see how that sales rank has changed. If Seller Amp's now saying 1,000 units per month, and the sales rank is like down here today, and then previously it was up here, I'd say, well, yeah, it might be doing 1,000 today, but historically it hasn't, and I'd probably see the price has crashed as well. That's why it's doing so many volume. So maybe I'd buy less, but I'm really going to see what that's gone on, because sales rank is the indicator of sales per month, and I'm really going to use that to help me understand what's happened. So CJ, I think my answer for you is that I wouldn't be doing analysis. Like I would 100% doing analysis on Keeper, 100%, but I wouldn't be using any one number. And I know down the bottom, like under the graph, it says like number of drops, for example, and it might say 300. Don't use that number. Why? It's absolutely fine to do it when you can see the nice curves and it's probably less than 20. Like you can kind of count them, that's fine. But once you get over 20 sale drops per month on Keeper, one drop doesn't mean one sale. That's the one thing which I'll kind of say. So just be really, really mindful of that. I think that's the most important thing I'd recommend for you. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. CJ, fantastic. Julie Effer on the Instagram. I just want to say, if anyone's on Instagram, thank you so much. I can see you. You're right here, right here. I do see you. Look. I should have it like Tom on the Instagram. If you guys are here, I can see you. Great answer as always. Thank you, Julia. Give me a love heart. Give me a like if you like that. Everyone loves it. Let me know if you like this time. Like I'm going live at this time now. I'm going to try and make a habit of it. I find more people are available. I've kind of been a bit really hit and miss. I'm going to try and keep going around this time. I think it's what 3 p.m. Central Time, about 9 o'clock London time, and I'm guessing like 2 and 4 p.m. California and New York or something. I hope that makes sense. Let's go through. I can't pronounce your name. I'm being really bad. Clarana? H90, CH90, hashtag excited. Sorry, I'm really bad with names. You wouldn't suspect I'm actually English, the fact that I can't read. Or should I say I'm just really bad. Right, let's go through. Just started trying to do Amazon wholesale model. Can't believe how hard it is to find products and wholesalers. Yeah, like, let me give you an example. So I want you to kind of like think of like, effort reward on a graph. To find a product in Walmart to buy and to sell is not too much effort, and the reward's okay, but it's going to run out after a couple of weeks. That's your problem. A wholesaler, a bit more effort to find, quite a bit more effort, call it 5x more effort, but it's probably going to last 5 times longer before the wholesaler runs out of product. And then the final one you can't look at is like private label. 5 times the wholesale effort, you've got to like find the product, research, get brand, get things made, tests made, check them, photographs, listings, ship it 3 months to Amazon, all that stuff. But then it should last a lot longer. So when we talk about the business models, OA is the easiest one to get in, start, but you have to keep churning it through. Hence why we do VAs and VA Academy, and hence why I have like 80 of them. That's why I can build these. And then the final one, the next one is like wholesale is a little bit harder, and you probably don't need so many staff, but it's a bit harder. And then private label, you can do it all on your own, but it just there's a lot more effort and a lot more time. So I do understand what you're saying. And by the way, also as well, the one thing I say is like, be grateful for the competition, be grateful for how hard it is, because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And guess what? When everyone does it, hashtag affiliate marketing, there's no profit in it. Why? Because everyone's spamming their links. I think you understand that. So appreciate the fact that it's hard. That's I think a really good point. Rueckham on Instagram said, hey, Palo McCallan joined as well. Hello, Palo McCallan. Hopefully I can help you out. If you guys have got questions, drop them down below. I am going to answer them. Solihol Yusuf, are you seller and keeper? Good man or girl. I'm not sure if I'm getting that right. Good person. There you go. Got that one. Good person. So yeah, really good. I think great kind of great tools, great tips. Really, really helpful there. I use Seller and Keeper. We actually have Ace Zen, Rev Seller, Buybot Pro, FBA Multi-Tool, and Seller Amp along with Keeper as well. And we give all my team all of them to use. But what I will say is that the majority of them will use SaaS Seller Amp. So I think that kind of speaks volumes to how a good job SaaS is, and Al Carlton's done that. So well done, Al, if you're watching. Absolutely love it. Right, if Keeper shows consistently high sales but only FBM sellers, why could be the reason for this? I found listing as able to sell on. Could be that no one's doing FBA. It could be, or FBA. Could be that it's an oversized item and it isn't really worth shipping into Amazon. Could be the case that there's a lot of like the brand's quite litigious on it. Like they'll issue IP complaints. We've seen that before. There could be a range of factors. I think for you, as always, just open up Keeper and look back, look on the history of it, and try and answer like why would it be as the case. It might be the case that you, I hate to say it, don't do it from your business email. Do it from like a completely different email. Maybe contact the brand and say, hey, I'm interested in sending your products on Amazon. And see what they say. They might be like, no, we're going to kill you, or come around and kill you. Well, hopefully they won't, but we'll take you to court, for example. So contact, find out, see what you're doing, do your research. Just type in the brand name and like Amazon, Lego and Amazon, Lego reselling Amazon, Lego IP alert. See what comes up and see if people have been IP'd alert for. Really, really important. Because I've seen a video on YouTube of how to calculate sales on Keeper charts, people said each drop on the but surely it cannot be accurate. You're right, it isn't accurate. Like they're misinterpreting the information, and I talk about it in my Keeper graphs. at a fundamental level, when you see a sales rank movement, it's generally one product moving relative to the other products. If you had two products and one was sales rank 1 and the other one sales rank 2, well, you expect that sales rank 1 would be selling more than sales rank 2. And the net result is that when they change, you now expect this one to be selling more than this one, which is absolutely fine. Now, when you kind of get sub 100,000 in the UK and 250,000 in the US, it starts becoming a bit more like one move in sales rank might not mean one sale, for example. But when you go above that, call it like 300,000, 400,000, you can generally start to see where you get really big curves, on the graph. They go up, and what they are is whereby, the sales rank's going up and up and up. Why? Because it's not selling. Other products are coming down, so over time, this one's going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and then it drops. And generally, you're like, well, it hasn't sold, hasn't sold, hasn't sold, hasn't sold, sold. Hasn't sold, hasn't sold, hasn't sold, sold. So every time you see that kind of like curve with a drop, you can say, I think that's probably going to be one sale. And that's probably a good estimation. But because you can't see the curve on those where you're doing 300, 400 drops a month, it just doesn't count. Like it could be 20 sales, for example, or 200 sales. If it went from sales rank 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, I reckon that would, each time that moved, it could be 1,000 sales. So I understand why people are saying it, but they're kind of misinterpreting the information, and you can only use the keeper drops method. And I generally say you can only use the keeper drops method when there's less than 20 drops per month, like as a rough rule of thumb. And again, you still need to do your analysis. I hope that makes sense. It's a really good observation, and it's a really important point. Julie Effort, 1 second, we've got a couple of here. Oh, Julie Effort has asked, what's the best way to, and this is on Instagram. So if you guys are on Instagram, I'm here, I'm watching. I will answer all your questions, I promise you, even if I have to go fast. What's the best way to find wholesalers, and are you able to build relationships with them if you're quite a new business owner? Look, long story short, it's kind of like, so let's do this first. Are you able to build a relationship? Yeah, of course, you get on the call and have a conversation. That's the best way you're going to do it. Pick up the phone, have a conversation. I'll tell you a top tip that I'll use. We don't do wholesale anymore, but a couple of things I recommend. Number one, let's say, for example, you want to find, I don't know, let's call it like, GNC, my protein shake. I'd literally go to GNC's website, give them a call and say, or send them an email. Hey, I really love your products. Can you tell us who your distributors are? We're looking to buy them on bulk. They'll probably won't sell to you directly, but they'll definitely tell you who your distributors are. So just going directly to the manufacturer, asking them who their distributors are, they will tell you, and the net result is that you'll now start to understand this product, these are the 5 suppliers that GNC sell all their products to, and then from there they distribute it from then onwards. Now, the next thing I recommend is when you call up those distributors, give them a call and say, look, I had a conversation with GNC. By the way, whenever you're going to call one of these distributors, don't just be like, hi, can I have an account, please? Come in with a specific product, and that product you want to be buying more than £1,000, $1,000 worth. And what you're looking for, so you basically get the product, look at the buy price, figure out a buy price that you want. And it's got to be a significant amount, more than £1,000. If you call up a wholesaler and say, hi, I want to buy like £20 or $20 worth of something, they'll be like, yeah, Amazon.com, that'll sort of work. Like, don't do that. Go to them, give them a call, and say, look, this product, we've spoken to GNC, they've referred us to you. We're looking at a starting order of, let's call these are $10 each. We're looking for about 100 to 200 units. We're looking to 100, 200 units, and we've got a target price of X. So you give them a price you want. Is that something that you can supply? Now, what you're not doing is saying, can we trade with you? Can we do it? What you're saying is like, this is what I want. And if you're able to supply it, then we'll go about opening up trade accounts and doing it all. But you would probably, as like the assumptive approach is that, well, if you're selling this product and you're willing to sell it to me, of course you're going to open an account. We don't have to really ask that question. We don't even have to ask can you tell me your best price in this? No, I tell you the price that you want, and they'll be like, yeah, we do sell that product, but I can't do that price. Okay, can you tell me what price you can do, for that unit, and tell me where your quantity discounts are? And then they'll start telling you a bit more information, and then you can go, okay, yeah, I think we can work with that. Can I come back to you? And then you might just have a little bit of negotiation going back and forth, and then all of a sudden it's like, cool, I'm happy with the price. Right, let's open up the accounts and transfer the money and get trading. Really, people don't go and take, can I open an account with you? They'll be like, I want this product. But it takes time. Why? Because the distributors get emails from everyone every day going, hi, can I open an account, please? Can I open an account, please? And they're like, oh my God, like, no, or like, they'll just send you back the questions. Amazon, no, thing, no. But if you come and say, I want to spend money and here's what I want to buy, they'll be like, yeah, we sell that product, here's the price. Yeah, we can do it, fine. They want to make money, that's it, Lindsay. So focus on what you want. Juliet, I hope that makes sense. Could be a bit of a waffle. I could probably put in a whole document. Do you sell exclusives FBA or FBM? Definitely FBA. I live in Mexico. I have a USA and UK business. Definitely don't do FBM. If you guys have got questions, drop them down below. I will do them. Judith, I hope that makes sense. I just kind of waffled on there. Let's kind of go through. Here we go. CJ passive. Nope. Let's go through. Here we go. Isabel, hopefully I can't see your thing. Let me know. CJ passive income. I was also speaking to someone about OA in America. I have a Payoneer bank, so I can set up a Seller Central, but how do you control your taxes and all that stuff in the UK when selling the show? Great question. Long story short, if you want to know, I created a course, fasttrackfba.com. Go to services and then courses, and you will find it's basically the entire how we incorporated, the agents we use, we recommend, the accountants we use, everything, how to create a bank account as a non-resident, how to do it without having to go to America. I talk about how we look at getting credit and how to get EINs, ITINs, for example, all the process, explain the videos of all of that, prep centers, everything you need to know to build a USA business, cashback providers, and we built 1 million on that business. So it's fasttrackfba.com, and then go to services and courses. You can see it there. It costs about $100. That's it. But it's everything outlined on that. That'll really support you in exactly it. But to come back to you, we talk about taxes, and specifically there's some very interesting taxes around UK residents who have control of foreign-owned entities. There's some weird tax stuff you've got to understand, and why you can't use S corps in the US if you're a non-resident. So we talk about that as well. Everyone's going to tell you do an S corp, and like you can't. If you're not a resident in the US, you cannot do an S corp. And we tell you why and what you need to know about it. And we kind of show I literally show you, like, go to this website, you'll see this. This tells you why. This is what IRS say. Because it can cause you some problems, but check that out. But like, really, we built a company, and then we set up a Seller Central account, and then we traded to 1 million. And then taxes, we do it all with our accountants, and we recommend, like, there's 3 different accountants we recommend in there that we use, and they will basically do the compliance within the US, so the IRS and everything you do. And then the way we've done it is we have a corporation in the US. The money gets retained in the US, and if you want to take it out, you can. Now, if you take it out to you personally, you will be taxed on that by the UK government, and your UK tax accountant will do all that. Again, I'm not a tax advisor, I speak to an accountant. This is my understanding. But there's another way you can do it in the US, which is called pass-through entities. And this is whereby any money made, profits get passed through you directly, which might sound amazing, but it means you're automatically taxed on everything, regardless of whether you wanted to take that money or not. And if you've just earned a lot of money in the UK, and now you're getting all this money from the US, you're now going to be taxed in the UK at what, 50%? So like, it's probably not advisable. You might want to hold the money in the US, keep trading it, building that portfolio up, not being taxed on that as heavily every year. And then in like 5, 6, 10 years time, retirement plan, start drawing that money down. That's an option you can look at. So that's something that we looked at as well. Yeah, so I see you mentioned, so I'm talking about just OA, not wholesale and LLCs. Yeah, interesting. Like, let's just be really crystal clear here. OA, wholesale, private label, these are just ways of making money. They're exactly the same. According to the tax man, they're just ways of making money. It makes no difference at all. How you deal with the money that you made is when you start coming into IRS, HMRC, LLCs, corporations, tax structures, pass-throughs. It is quite complicated. But OA, wholesale, private label, they're just always making money. In regards to the government, they don't really care about what model you're doing. All they care about is cash, money. That's it. Hope that makes sense, CJ, and I appreciate you dropped your message down here. Let's go and jump through. Lauren for McKenna jumped in. Lizzie Way and Marichia Agwe has jumped in as well. So in Instagram, guys, I can see it. If you're here on Instagram, do drop a question. I've got you. I can see you. I can see it. Drop a question down below. I can see it. I'll read it back. I promise you. Let's kind of jump through. Can I put a comment in there? I don't know if I can put a comment in there. I don't think I can. Show comments, open comments. Oh wow, I can do this. I've never seen this before. That's cool. Don't know what it does. I'm just playing with an app on my thing. Well said, says Well said, fantastic. Facebook user, hi Thomas, trying to open USA account. Unfortunately, don't like my Starling card. Any idea? It could be the fact they need a credit card, not a debit card. It could be your billing address. My other option might be you might want to create a Wise account and they can do credit cards for US. That could be an option as well. That'd be an option. We use, if you want to know, you can use Mercury in the US, but you have to create a corporate structure for that. I think that makes sense. So Hell J, I'm a guy. Thanks for the compliment. You are welcome, honestly. Thank you for the compliment, honestly. Ashy6439 has asked, how can you save money on corporation taxes? First things first, I'm not a tax accountant. This is on Instagram, by the way. I'm not a tax accountant, so I can't say the exact thing. Look, at the end of the day, you can do like my understanding, and I've done quite a lot of research into this, by the way. Obviously, corporation tax is you pay a percentage of your profits, generally like 20%, 25%, for example, to the IRS or HMRC. So if you make less profit, you generally pay less taxes. Now, I'm not going to go into like corporate offshoring and restructuring and stuff. That's way beyond what my level of expertise is. But obviously, generally speaking, the less profit you make, the less tax you have to pay. One couple of top tips we do, if I kind of talk about it, you can't just go and buy more stock because stock has an asset value, and asset values count towards your profitability, so it doesn't work. Unless you're on what's known as cash accounting, but I wouldn't recommend that. It's not a very good way to do it. You really want to go on accrual-based accounting with Amazon. Now, in regards to corporation tax, the one thing you can do is like we always try and like just before, if I've made lots of money before the end of the year, like I'm like, cool, go sign up to a year-long subscription, start spending the money, maybe buy a computer, maybe like invest in something, maybe like I don't know, you could like pay your staff early. Like sometimes we've paid them like one day early, so it kind of goes into the previous year, not the current year. All these little things just reduce down the amount of profit you've generated because you increase your costs, and the net result is that your corporation tax comes in. Obviously, I do coaching with I think it's Tony Robbins' company. Well, I should know. I pay for it. That is a significant figure of money, 5 figures a year. I definitely pay for that out of my profitability, and that brings down my thing. Is it a business expense? Yeah, I think it is, but you could also say I benefit from it personally as well. So, but my business probably benefits the most. But again, you can look at other expenses that you could do. Perhaps maybe you need to go on maybe there's someone who always does Facebook, YouTube, Instagram lives. And what you want to do is you want to fly to Mexico to meet this person for a business trip, of course. And obviously that's a cost. So then that can reduce your corporation tax. Just giving you an idea there. Right, let's go through. So, okay, is hazmat? It is hazmat, but not had problems with selling that. No IP, FBA. This is on a problem that no FBA. Yeah, generally most FBA sellers like to do hazmat comes a bit more hassle, so it might not be worth it once you do all the hazmat shipping and stuff. Obviously, hazmat you can't take them across the air. That's a problem. But if you can get it in, fantastic. You might have just found a great opportunity there to, if we say, grow a business. I'm just going to have a quick look. Oh, we've got a couple of people who joined in. I'm just going to. I'm using a new app, by the way, to go on things. So we'll see how it goes. FCP remapping. Hi Thomas, just trying to open a USA account today. Got like verification ID, but unfortunately, it looks like they don't like the Starling card. Yeah, I think I mentioned use a credit card. It's horrible. Use a UK credit card. That would probably work. That might be really, really helpful. CJ Passage talked about OA, not wholesale. Yeah, so he talked about like corporation structures, OA, private label, wholesale. Doesn't matter. No one cares. Like the government don't care. It's just a way of making money. What we call it. To them, it's called a business, and businesses pay taxes, and you deal with taxes through corporate structures. Gets complex, I know, but honestly, I'm here to help. Thanks, buddy, and for your reply. Speak soon. You too, guys. If you've got questions, let me know down below. Actually, some water. I've been talking a lot. And if you are on Instagram, by the way, I can see you here. Let's kind of go through. Hi, Thomas. You mentioned briefly about not withdrawing dollars straight away from USA business to UK tax. At what point do you withdraw to avoid paying UK tax? Look, long story short is what I want you to think about is, let's say, for example, you've got Tom. This is little old Tom right here. And then I've got a UK business, which is this one here, UK business. And I've got this one here, which is my USA business. Now, these two are corporations. They're called entities, and they are what's known as like physical entities. Tom's an entity and the businesses are entity. Now, Tom is not his businesses and his businesses are not Tom. That is why you can go bankrupt in a business and not go bankrupt personally, unless you kind of do your structures wrong. Really, you're the same. So when you're a sole trader, is Tom as the business. So that can go bankrupt. So when you have different entities like UK business and USA business, and mine's an LTD and an LLC, long story short is that these businesses can make money and they'll pay profit taxes, corp tax on their money, but I can keep the money within the business and then obviously take it out to myself. Now, what I'm going to look at is every year I'm going to look at how much money I've paid myself and I'm going to take, and I might go, you know what, I want to take some money from the UK business, or actually I'll take some money from the USA business. And that's really going to be like, I will take the money depending on my personal tax allowance. So in the UK, it's like 45K or 40K, and then it starts getting really excessive. So I will do that very strategically, and I'll try and make sure I max it out as much as possible. Now, one thing you might think about is that I might look at my UK business and say, look, there is money in it, but this year, or next year, what I'm looking to do is to grow that business considerably. So there's going to be a lot of capex investment in there. So I'm probably going to leave the cash in there, and I'll take all the money from the US business. Or it might be the other way around. Or it might be the case that, hey, you know what? I'm now living in Thailand, like my good friend Gavin Sweeney, and I don't really need much money. $1,000 a month, that's it. I'm happy days, and I don't need to take any money. So what I might do is just pull it out and just take it to myself personally, and then loan it back to the company. That's another thing that I do. So there's no real kind of like at what point. I think long-term wise, and if I talk about my strategy, is the USA business, I'm not taking any money. I have no need to, like, absolutely fine. But what I am looking to do is to build up a portfolio of money there. And I'm probably never ever going to do it. But one of the things I wanted to have, and if you follow anything about me, is like, I really want to make sure that I have options in life. And I don't think I'd ever want to live in the US, but I'd like the option to live in the US. And if I can build a business with £1 million in cash in it, then I have the option now to become an investor and get an investor visa to live in the US. So if I can build this business up to £1 million, this business, not £1 million in sales, but £1 million in profit, just, sat in the bank, we're trading, that would make me become eligible for an investor visa. I'm not saying that's what I want to do, but I want to just get to that point where that could be a consideration for me. So if I ever wanted to go live in the States, I could, and it wouldn't be a problem. I very much doubt that I would, but again, create options. This is why we create corporation structures. We're doing things now over the long term. I'm going to try to drop some questions in. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to do this. See if this works. I'm just kind of posting stuff. Facebook user, good accountants can try and reduce your profits by paying for business expenses so you pay less tax. Yeah, 100%. I always get the messages like, hey, Tom, how much would you like to deduct for your, like, in the UK, you can do like office allowance or like working from home allowance. I'm like, I work from Mexico. Is that classified as working from home? Ooh. So, they're like, yeah, I think you can do it. I don't know. Speak to your accountant. You can do it. We have a message from Insta. This is Julieta. Julieta, I'm copying your text and putting it onto the screen. So I hope you can see it here. Maybe if I can do I don't think I can take your picture. I'm really sorry. That would just be a bit weird. But Julieta has asked, can I get that? I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure something out. What do you usually do when your inventory is stored in Amazon fulfillment centers for over 90 days? Do you claim it back straight away, or do you hold it there to see if you can sell it? Great question, really common one. By the way, we do have quite a lot of units in Amazon inventory right now over 90 days. We generally try and sell them before 90 days, but if they're not sold before 90 days, we will look to clear them down. Generally thinking about 6 months is like, we've got a real problem here. Over 90 days is not the end of the world. We just want to get it cleared down. So we go through a series of getting it sold. Now, you might be thinking about, do I return it? Well, a couple of things you've got to realize. Number one, when you request Amazon to return the product, they're a bit slow. It can take like a month. It's like a nightmare. Number two is the fact that they can damage it, which is a nightmare as well. Number three, there's a cost to doing it. And then guess what? You've got to ship it to your prep center, and then your prep center got to receive it. And then store it, which is going to cost you more. And then guess what? They're going to have to ship it back to Amazon. And then you're going to have to sell it again. And you're like, actually, once you start factoring all those costs and all that consideration, I'm like, I would have been better if I just took a loss now, or like less money, like 0% ROI, got the money out, and then go buy something that's going to work. When I think about my business and think about it as a game, the way I kind of think about a really good analogy for people buying is that you buy 10 products, 10 different SKUs or 10 different ASINs. And what you're looking at is the, should we say, One of them you're going to lose money on, not break even, but lose money on. Two of them you might break even on. Five of them you might kind of do okay. Two you do pretty well on, and one you'll do amazingly well on. Like, wow, that's the one that everyone puts on Instagram. This business is amazing. But the whole goal is across the portfolio of 10, you're making net positive ROI. And let's say, for example, if my target is like 30% ROI, then I might make 20 across the whole portfolio with the losses and the highs. Across that portfolio, I generally do well. And in that portfolio, I accept that there's going to be product failures over 90 days, and I'm probably going to have to sell them at what? Break even or even a loss, because like the market's changed. Amazon's come on and just done it. So I don't, it's a really good question. But at the end of the day, all I'm looking to do is like three things: get cash, convert it into stock, and get that stock sold generally in 90 days. And if I can't get sold in 90 days, I'm probably going to try and get rid of it as quick as possible so I can repeat the whole process again. That's it. Welcome to my business model. Super simple, super easy. And as Alex Hormozy says, simple scales, fancy fails. I don't want to make it fancy. I want to make it simple. That's why I don't really do anything particularly fancy. And that's why everyone's like, why don't you do private label? It's too fancy for me. Too fancy. I can't spend quality time with you on this. Julia, let me know if that is Julia F on Instagram. Let me know if that is helpful. I'll put it down there. Let's kind of jump through that. By the way, if you guys are on Instagram, I can see you. I'm here. Yeah, cool. Just want to say thank you very much. I am listening. I'm watching. Facebook user, that has been very useful in your insights to the plans for the future. Yeah, I've got a lot of plans. I think, look, the one thing I should say about plans for the future, and I do really consider this a lot, I've got a good friend of mine who I met traveling. And if you don't know, I've been traveling the world for about 5 years. I've lived in Vietnam for 2 years. I live in Mexico City right now, Thailand 6 months, Gran Canaria, Lithuania. I haven't lived in the UK for 5 years. One guy I met, he's like 28, English national. He has a plan that in 4 years' time, he will have 4 different passports. He already has like, I just see him flying all over the world, making up different bank accounts in different parts, like Georgia, for example. Definitely a tax resident, but has different corporate structures in different places. And I asked him, like, why do you do it all? And he's like, I try and give myself options because I see so many places whereby maybe the government make a change, or maybe there's unrest, or there's a problem. I want to be able to have freedom to go where I need to be, and make and live the life that I want to live. And by the way, it's hard. That's really hard. You have to fly to different parts of the world, different parts of the country. And I'm not saying it's right, and the ethics behind it, and the tax structure. I'm not saying that, or right or wrong. But what I am saying is he gives himself choice. He gives himself options, and he takes a lot of consideration forward planning that. And the one thing we always think about is like, oh my God, what am I doing now? What am I doing this week? You're like, your life is a long time. 2 years ago, I started this journey to do 1 million, and we're now doing 3, and I built another £1 million business, and Fast Track FBA is doing really well as well. And you guys will watch me, and I feel really blessed to be able to do it. But the one thing I should say to anyone is you have a lot more time than you think, but also it comes quicker than you think. So be very intentional about what you want to focus on and where you're going. And when you think about like your plans for the future, just be very mindful. Watch people around you. Be like, I like that. I like what they're doing. I think we should try and consider doing something else. It's really, really interesting. And that's like why I built teams. Why? Because I can build an Amazon business in you see lots of people on Instagram, they do 7 figures on their own pretty much, and it's absolutely fine. Massive respect for them. But like, if they get sick, there's a big problem. Like, I want to be able to take a month off. I want to be able to make £3 million in sales, earn some good money, and then take a month off and relax. What I don't want to do is build a £3 million noose around my neck where I can't enjoy it. And again, it's about building that life, future plans, being very, very strategic. Let's kind of jump through, just Tom waffling away. If you like this live, give me a thumbs up. If you've got questions, drop them down below. Martin Brown has joined on the gram. And also, if you've got questions, guys, on Instagram, I'm watching. I've got you here. I can see you, so let me know down below. 1 second, I'm just going to drink some water. Tom's getting a bit thirsty. Honestly, 3 litres of water a day is so much. It's like 6 of these. That's a lot. So Facebook users, that's a good question. I have some screen where Amazon have jumped all over it and now looking to sell it for the summer. Do the maths, do the calculations, look at your storage fees, look at what price you think you're going to get for the summer, work out the probability of that actually Amazon coming off the listing during summer. And if the answer is it's probably not looking good, then just sell out, do it a loss now, whatever you need to do. Like, weigh up, do some calculations Amazon are going to sell out, I wait till summer, what will the cost be in potential profit and ROI, worst case, best case? And what's the worst case now if they sell out right now and get sold? Like, look at those two scenarios. Sometimes it's actually better taking money now. Like, it's a human behavior. We buy something and we think it's a good deal, or like we buy something and then guess what? Amazon come on the listing and we're like, no, I need to make money. You're like, you're never going to make money. Just get out. Like, get over your pride. And if you want to know, within my business, we have like sources. They pass deals to purchasing managers do it, and then those products go through to the prep center and then obviously into Amazon. And then once they're in Amazon and live, we have a repricer analyst. And the one thing I've like literally drilled into her head is like, I don't care what price we paid for it. Like, I really don't. Like, I was like, stop thinking about the price we paid. She's like, but we're going to make a loss. I'm like, it doesn't matter. If the market conditions have changed and it means we're going to make a loss and we're not going to sell this product, then don't sit on it for 3 months or 6 months trying to get some money back when you know it was stupid. Because all I'm going to do is pay 3 to 6 months worth of storage fees, and you're wasting our time. We could have got that money out and bought some stock, which actually is going to make some money. So if we need to crash the price, get out now. So what I'm really trying to explain there is when you buy something, you're buying something based on the market conditions at that point in time. But the market can change when it ships into Amazon and goes live. Don't be afraid to clear stock down if Amazon come on the listing or the market conditions change. It's absolutely normal. Unfortunately, we don't control everything. We work in a market environment. And again, all we're doing is we're making strategic bets. We're making bets in the fact that our portfolio of products, the majority of them will do better than the minority. And as a result, we'll be net positive up. That's what we're trying to look for. Julie Effer has come in. I'm going to see if I can I copy this? Yeah, I think I've got it. I should actually put this in the stack. I'm going to drop it down here. Julie Effer, what do you normally do with your inventory stored in Amazon's fulfillment center for over 90 days? Do you claim it back straight away or do you hold it there? What am I doing? I'm doing it wrong. Oh, no, sorry. Julie Effer, I'm really sorry, Julie Effer. I'm playing around with this. I'm trying to get it right. Let's do it this way. No, it's not working. I will put it through. So Juliet has come over and said, do you sell in other European countries through Amazon UK business or ship to UK addresses only? We do 3 million a year, 3.4 actually only to UK. We used to do eBay, we used to do EFN, shipping to all the different places. Again, Alex Hormozy, simple scales, fancy fails. The analogy KISS, keep it simple, stupid. You know what? I'm stupid. Why? Because I try and do too much, it doesn't work. As part of the road to the 1 million, we wanted to say, let's just focus on one thing and do that, only that. And we just started focusing on UK market, and we just grew it and grew it and grew it and grew it. And when we went to the US, the first thing they asked us, like, do you want to sell a Mexican calendar? We said, no. Don't want to do that at all. It just creates complexity. It's more like administration, logistics, more questions. It's like, man, I don't want to deal with that. I just want to sell, buy stuff, sell it. That's it. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Volume, volume, volume. That's all this game is. Volume stuff. So yeah, only UK business to UK customers. Hope that makes sense, Judy Effer. I will get this thing working, I promise you. Ricardo. Hey, Ricardo Costa. Hey, Tom, do you think you ever consider selling your companies later down the line, or you prefer a constant cash flow? It's a great question. I've actually met many people who've sold their companies. It's a pros and cons. There's a really good I met Russell Brunson, in ClickFunnels. If you know him or know that product, he asked exactly the same question to Tony Robbins, and the answer Tony Robbins gave, I think, is really insightful towards how you should approach this question. Think about who you are and what your company means to you. The majority of company owners, people who own companies, do it because they really enjoy what the company does, and it gives them, should we say, a quality of life or something they're able to do. Let's say, for example, for me, my Amazon businesses, I enjoy, they're okay, they're fine, but I don't really enjoy it so much that a couple of hours a week, I'm happy. Fast Track FBA, on the other hand, I really enjoy. I get to spend quality time with you guys. I get to meet cool people and travel the world. Who wouldn't love that? Now, if I were to sell like Fast Track FBA, then I probably wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, I would still be able to travel, but I wouldn't be able to connect so well. And that might be something whereby in me, it's something that I lose something by selling that. Yeah, you gain money, but I don't need the money. I lose the ability to connect with an audience and to do well with that. So, and the reason why I talk about Russell Brunson and Tony Robbins is Tony Robbins said to Russell, he's like, Russell, you're the ClickFunnels guy. Your whole life is about building funnels. That's who you are. That's your identity, and that's about who you are as a person. And if you sell the ClickFunnels things, they're probably going to say that you're not allowed to compete against them for 5 years or something. And now you can no longer be the ClickFunnels guy, and you're probably going to hate that because that's who you are as a person. And he says, you can go get the money, but you don't need it. You're happy enough as it is, but you're going to lose part of your identity. And I think that's a really interesting point. So there's no right or wrong answer, but I do think you need to look at it from the identity perspective. I'd probably like to build a company and sell it, but I think I just need to keep it simple for them, because you know what, Kiss, Tom's stupid, that's what I'll say. So for the moment, not looking to sell, but we'll see how it goes. Never say never though. Right, thumbs up, Facebook user. Thank you, Facebook user, thumbs up. Guys, if anyone's enjoying the live, please join Mr. Facebook user down here with the thumbs up. Absolutely loving it. I've forgotten to put my banner on, by the way. If anyone's looking to hire a VA, I've got 2 7-figure companies. We had a really nice message from someone today. They literally said, "Hi Tom, I just want to say thank you so much. We've just smashed 100,000 in our business, and it's all because of you." And I was like, "Ah, thank you." Like they're like, "Your VAs have really helped me out, and your Seller Academy's really helped me out." And if you want to know, our VA Academy is where we find, hire, and train a VA to support you in your business. Now, if you have any problems within the first 3 months, we support you. We have an aftercare team, we support you, and we're looking for them to find you 10 deals a day. That's 10 online arbitrage deals that you can buy, that you're ungated in, that's going to help you grow your Amazon business. Now, I know a lot of 7 and even 8-figure Amazon sellers, and I will tell you right now, not one of them uses software, not one of them uses lead services. They all use VAs to source their deals. Yes, they do use sourcers to check those deals, Keeper, SAS, for example, but they're not using your kind of like sourcing software. They're not using lead service. They all build a team. Why? Because it works. That's the way you do it. And you know, if you think about building your business, if you want to copy that, Seller Academy is closed, but you can hire a VA, and we do support you for 3 months. And if you're still not happy after 3 months, you do get the money back. Hope that makes sense. Let's kind of go through. Where are we at? Abdullah, hey Abdullah. Is there any formula or method to calculate the shipping fee of a lightweight but big dimensional item like a pillow or book? Yeah, fast track, get it right, Tom. Top tip for you is go to just type in Amazon revenue calculator, and you can literally put in the dimensions and the weight, and it will tell you the FBA fee. That's it. Really, really simple. Amazon revenue calculator. There's a UK one, a USA one. Just type in UK afterwards. Facebook user, what percentage does your UK OA are? 100% OA. 100% OA. We used to do wholesale, or maybe 99% OA, because we're still clearing down some products. Out of that 3.4 million, 140,000 of it is wholesale. That's it. 140,000. The rest is OA. And you're asking, what about US? 100% OA. I love OA. I think it's brilliant. I'll tell you why I love OA. Cashback and the points. I love the cashback and the points. Absolutely amazing. Travel the world on credit card points. We make probably about $250,000 to $500,000 in points. Amex points a month, which is incredible. You can go stay in a hotel for a month. It's absolutely incredible. Abdabing08 said, I was on the call for the Fast Track FBA guy. They gave me 2 prep centers, but the information, I couldn't get the links. Tell you what to do, go onto the fasttrackfba.com website, and there's a little chat window down the bottom left. Just smash, like, ask them there. They'll repeat it back. It's the same girls you're on the calls with, so they'll support you. Joanne and Jennifer, they're amazing. I love them. I speak to them all the time. They're like, "Hey girls, how are you? How are you getting on?" They're like, "Hey Sir Tom." I'm like, "No need to call me Sir." I'm like, "We're good, thank you." So yeah, they're really cool. But just message them on the support window on the chat. I hope that really makes sense. What we got here? It's a good approach to start a journey as a seller, but then be an online distributor wholesaler, and then be an online distributor. Maybe, look, don't get me wrong, online distributor wholesaler is okay, but like, it's a volume game. Your margins are a lot lower. I know a guy doing 200 million a year as a distributor, and they do about 50 million a year on Amazon. No, 20 million a year. Tell a lie, 20 million. I met them. Really interesting. A friend of mine connected us at an event we went to. But I think that's that's the kind of thing to think about. So I think for you, like, you can be a wholesaler, but by the way, like, let's just be crystal clear. When you when you buy or when you buy through, or when you become a distributor, when you become a wholesaler, just be mindful that that's a consideration. Like, it's just revenue. Revenue isn't profit. Revenue is vanity, profit sanity. Be mindful of that. Raymond says, when hiring a VA through you, do you guys hire the VA for me? Yeah. So we do everything. Like, literally, you just pay us a fee. Like, it's really nice. You pay us a fee, and then what happens is we find, hire, train, and sign off. Not just any old VA, like, really got to pass our stringent criteria. This is the VA Academy, by the way, fasttrackfba.com/VA. This is for Raymond on the Instagram. I can see you guys if you're on Instagram. I can see you right here. Watch him. He says, if you find a VA, will you hire it? Do you hire it for me? Yeah. So we find, hire, and then we train it. And only when we're happy and they sign off our training, And by the way, it's not like they keep training until they sign off. No, they got like a week to get trained, and then we're happy, and that's it. And then once we're happy, they'll pass them to you. We'll tell them everything you need to know. And then you've got my aftercare team watching, supporting, helping you out for 3 months. I mean, if you have any problems, like, hey guys, I'm not sure if my guys reading the keeper charts right. Like they had 1 or 2 deals that are just off. I'm not sure. Can you do some retraining? Sure, not a problem. My team will speak to your VA directly and just do that training for you. And then, by the way, they'll give you an update on what training they've done. And then on top of that, they'll say, are you happy for us to leave you be, or would you like us to do further training? Not like literally, they're kind of one-to-one with you. It's really, really good service. And they'll do that for a whole 3 months. Any questions, you get 3 months. Maybe you're worried about the VA. You're like, oh my God, like I'm just not sure, we're not getting along. Can I have someone else? Sure, we'll replace them. Maybe the VA quits. Oh my God, this does happen. Like, welcome to life. Staff quit. It really happens. We can get you we'll get you a replacement. Absolutely fine. It's all part of the 3 month, guaranteed service. But let's say, for example, even after 3 months, you've done it all, and like, well, you know what? Like, I'm just not sure if I really want to do this business, or I'm sure a VA is right for me. You can say, Tom, can I have my money back? I'm like, yeah, fine, no problem. If you anytime want the money back in the first 3 months, you can get it with the Fast Track FBA VA Academy 2.0. If you are interested, you can book in a free consultation call down here, fasttrackfba.com/VA. It's really, really simple. Trust me, we've done 550 VAs for over 300 customers. And I'm not going to lie to you, this is how you build a business. I couldn't have done this on my own. And trust me, don't try. You'll kill yourself. You need a team. BSR question. I came across a listing that's been around for a while, 2,500 days, but no BSR seen until keeper until recently, like a month ago. What is there a reason no BSR is really selling now? Could just be change of category. Does happen. Sometimes it was in like the shoe category, and now it's in beauty and the right thing, and it's in the right category, and bang, is now showing up in the search results, and bang, the sales rank are now going up. The really common one. We see it the other way when they change the category out the other one. We're like, oh, it used to sell, now it doesn't. So yeah, we do see that at all. Let's have a quick look through. Facebook user, brilliant, shiny eyes, star surprise. Woohoo! Guys, I do need to finish up, so I'm going to kind of fire through these questions. Russell Brunson's content on YouTube is amazing, in my opinion. Him and Alex Hormones are very insightful. Yeah, agreed. Don't get me wrong. Like, the one thing I should say is whether some people like Russell Brunson, some people really hate him because they hate ClickFunnels. They think he's quite salesy. I think the question comes is, that's a personal opinion, but what you can't deny is they are successful. You can't deny that they are good in their industry and they do well. And there is certainly, regardless of whether you like everything that they do, you can certainly learn stuff from them. And I think that's a really important point. So just look at great people who are successful and look for things that you really like about what they do, and then model that, copy it. You're going to be great. So Alex Hormozy, expose yourself to it. There's a saying, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. I think it's a really important point. So jump through. Vinny, hi Tom. First, thanks for all the wisdom you provide. Thank you. Is it wisdom? I don't know. It's debatable. Let's put it that way. Can I ask, what is your system for getting your VAs to replen? Do you get them to replen your own deals or something different? We do go through replens. We go back through old ASINs. We have a whole process for it. We teach it in the VA Academy. Get your team to just buy a VA from that. Honestly, we'll teach you everything. You get aftercare support calls. We go through basically a list. We go through it. We have a systematic process we do. I hope that works. But I think that's a really important point. Like, we basically classify a replenishment as anything we've purchased more than once in the last 365 days. That's it. So a deal which was available in February might become available again in October. That's technically what we classify as replenishment, but it might not always be replenishable. Hope that makes sense. What do you think to trade for potential business? Yeah, like definitely, like Amazon Lit, Watch Me Amazon, they really recommend them. So I don't ever go because I live in Mexico, but I definitely would recommend it. Like, from what I hear from the people who know what they're talking about, definitely do it. I've asked in the weekly VA calls, they said they said you'd be doing a video on it. Yeah, fantastic. Stay there. I'm going to take a screenshot and I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to grab this and I'm going to share that into my internal chat. Stay there. I've literally just taken a screenshot of what you said. At my team who create YouTube videos, at my team who do the weekly support calls, are we making this video on replens? Done. My God, that's an awful face. I just took a screenshot. We currently got 3 VAs. Yeah, Vinny, I've just taken a screenshot of that. I've shared it internally. I am going to leave it with me. I will find out and I'll get Jade to drop you a message. Hope that answers your question. We probably have done one. I've done like nearly 1,000 videos. yeah, like I will share that with you. It's probably on my YouTube somewhere, but check it out. By the way, we're doing some updates to the MBA workbook as the VA Academy. Watch Q1. You're going to like them. Big changes happening there. Just going to jump over to Instagram quickly. Instagram, Raymond, what makes your leads different? Every single time I join a leads list, they become saturated. I think the question comes is I can't guarantee they'll never become saturated. It's the very nature of what we do. We buy online. Like, some like other people can find them. I'm really sorry. Like if it's from Walmart or Argos in the UK, like odds on other people will find it. Number two is the fact that within our own leads list, they're my own deals. So what my sources find, we actually share, and then what we then do is we buy, then my purchasing manager reviews them. So it's not what we've reviewed, it's what we found that you see in my leads lists. In the UK, we limit it to 5 people plus ourselves. In the US, it's 10 people plus ourselves. So I like to think that if they become too, saturated, we're going to start losing out of the business. So it's just got to be mindful of that. So we try and keep the sharing. The one thing you got to look at is lead services. Like everyone shares them. Like it's really bad. In the US, they share them like 50 to 100 people. It's like I'd never want, if I had a product selling 200 units per month, woohoo, great. But what if I just told you I shared it to 1 million people? You'd be like, well, that's a useless lead. Great deal, but you just ruined it. So hence why we reduce down the competition. But we can't guarantee. Hope that makes sense. Bin Chad said, hi Thomas, hope you're well. How accurate are the figures for under 30 days column on the keeper chart, please? Estimations, really estimations. Like, by the way, like if you're looking at like units sold, like I don't even bother reading them. I'm not doing that. But if it's like numbers sold under 30 days, no, I'm not, like I wouldn't use that. So I hope that makes sense. Oh, has my screen just gone frozen? Ooh. I think my camera's not having a good day. Refresh that. We're having a good day. Camera says no. Close. If you can hear me, my camera has decided. My whole computer has crashed. I think it is. Good start to the day. Oh, is there an error message coming up? Oh, something's going on. I don't know I have no idea what's actually going on with this. Can we refresh this page? Ooh. Guys, if you are watching, I'm going to end the live here. I'm really sorry, but it looks like I can actually see that I'm moving, but for some reason this isn't going. So I'm going to have to finish soon. A couple of final questions. Do you teach the VAs how to source, keep, and analyze the Bible Pro data? Yes, we do. If you want to know, my web browser has frozen.